Let's get more on that now. We can speak to Michael Shifter in Washington, D.C. He's president of the Inter-American Dialogue. Michael, good to talk to you. How do you see this being resolved, if it can be resolved?
Well, clearly, there's an impasse and a standoff between the effective president who's exercised his control of the territory and the country, Nicolas Maduro, the de facto president, and Juan Guaido, who is the president of the National Assembly, recognized by 60 governments throughout the world as an interim president. And Guaido has tried a strategy of mobilizing, taking to the streets, and putting pressure with the hope and expectation that the regime would collapse and the military would flip from Maduro to Guaido. There have been some defections, but that hasn't happened. So we're in a situation where the crucial actor at this point is not necessarily Maduro or Guaido or the United States or Russia, but the Venezuelan armed forces. And they have to decide what they're going to do in this situation, whether they're going to go to crush the opposition or they're going to find a way out for Maduro and try to look to form another government.
And in situations, I guess, where the military is heavily invested in the economy of a country, I mean, where the higher ranks are making a lot of money out of their investments, I suppose we tend to assume they will go with whoever will safeguard their investments. Is that oversimplifying the situation?
No, I think that's precisely right. I mean, they're very vested in this regime. They've been involved in very lucrative, many illicit activities. And so they're hoping that this is going to continue. I don't think they see Maduro as the best guarantor of that. So they're going to try to look for another formula so they can protect their interests and at the same time try to exercise some control over the country. The problem is that I think the military is fractured at this point. And I think what's required is negotiations and discussions and deliberations within the armed forces to figure out how to do that. And clearly, if there is a transition, eventual transition, you're going to have to face the question of what kind of amnesty or protection will you give to the military who are accused of human rights abuses and widespread corruption.
Just briefly, if you don't mind, Michael, how much should we all worry, do you think, about the U.S. suggestion that military action is possible and Russian warnings of dire consequences?
I think right now that's very unlikely. The U.S. I think there's really no support for a military intervention. I think it would be a disaster, and I think people are beginning to look at the consequences of that. And I don't think for Russia is just trying to thumb its nose in the United States and the backyard of the United States and South America. I don't think there are signs that it's very serious, that they really make a strong commitment to defending the Maduro regime.
Michael Shifter of Inter-American Dialogue, thank you very much.